Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day to the series, Why Do I Overthink? And we'll continue on from last week when someone asks you in a social situation for you to join a party. And what I will do now is just explain the trap that you're creating for yourself. So the only thing I want to introduce you to make it easier for you not to overthink, although saying no is difficult, what you will do, like we spoke about last week, jumping off the raft and swimming in this massive lake that you can't swim. I understand the mold is a problem, but not knowing how to swim without a life jacket is a way larger problem. It's death. There's no one around, you have no phone, and you're gonna drown. So I basically want to focus on what actually happens in the realm of psychology and why so many of you are so frustrated and so anxious, and you're hoping no one is ever going to ask you out for a party where you cannot say yes. So this is how it works. Let me start with one example. When you give a semi-yes, I'll see, maybe. So let's break this down. I think you're going to appreciate this. What you're basically doing is you're getting a temporary relief that you don't have to say, I cannot make it, or no. And we said it very nicely last week. You thank the person for thinking about you, so on and so forth. What you focused is you wanted to get rid of the temporary danger, but now you created, well, for you it's a danger. It's not really a danger. What you created now is a prolonged, dragging, painful, for your emotional sense, it's a danger. So let's do the example. You said maybe, or I'll see, most probably, I think, and you confuse the person where they can interpret it as yes or no. You feel good because you didn't face the thank you so much, I won't be able to make it. It's personal. Thank you so much for your understanding and respecting my privacy, something like that. You're right. It is good now, and you're in a very good place. The only problem is that once you don't show up, they start texting you. What happened? You didn't come. Now remember, you never told them the yes, but you gave them these messages, you'll see, perhaps, maybe, if I finish on time. So now they want to know what happened. So now you have to face them again. So remember, when you say in a nice way, which we won't go through now the details of, no, I won't be able to make it, it's done. You did it. It's finished. Now that you try to make life easier for yourself, now it's way harder. Because now they come back to you as the party is happening or the next day, and then you start giving them wishy-washy answers that might contradict what you said yesterday. So now you're making yourself softer and a target, consciously or subconsciously. They start beating you up even more. They go, I don't understand. You told me you was probably going to do it. Why didn't you? I mean, you said maybe. Now it seems like you were busy with something else. Because most people, when they're passive aggressive, they're not organized with their answers, and they give sometimes contradictory answers. It's not because they're lying. It's because they're scared to say no, so they don't even think what they're saying. Yesterday they said most probably, if I finish on time, yeah, it's a big possibility, maybe. They give all these answers to confuse, or it could be interpreted in a few ways. So what happens later on or tomorrow? They go, I don't understand. You said, well, if you finish, you're going to come. Like, I don't mind if you came later, but why didn't you come? Right away, they start complaining because you never told them no. Once you don't say no, they'll have a way to bother you. So then the cases that I've seen, we don't even stay consistent with our answer of yesterday or lie from yesterday. We start saying something else. We lose all respect. And it could follow up. We could spend hours and hours, but I'm going to give one sample. It's a few months later, and they remember what you did a few months ago. And they say, we're having a party again. Just be clear to me. We're going to have very few people. If you can come, I'll give the space to someone else. Let me know, yes or no. Now you have such big anxiety because if you say no, you might be rejected, and because you're rejected, and don't forget, because you don't have self-esteem, your only self-esteem is reliant on other people if they accept you or not. So now you're always in limbo based the way they look at you, based the way they think about you, or based the way you think that they think about you. You still can't give them a yes or no. And you could see now they remember the stuff 3 months ago, 3 years ago. And they'll haunt you again, but you still don't have that precise answer. So if I could summarize it, I would say saying no is very difficult. But avoiding the no is even more difficult. I would rather do something that's less difficult, being on a raft that's moldy, maybe inhaling a little bit of the mold for another 10, 15 minutes, and knowing when I come to the shore, I'm not going ever back on this raft. Learning how to say no, it's going to be overwhelming. We might have feelings of rejection, that people might reject us, but we're done with the overthinking. We're just going to face that this will be uncomfortable. And the reason why we're ready to do something uncomfortable, because the alternative is way worse. Now, if you want the situation of saying no to be even less comfortable, like I'm blessed, I have no issues to say no, obviously in a respectful way, and I always thank them, like I mentioned last week, then you could get help for that part. But right now, if we cannot go to therapy, we're not willing to go to therapy yet, just have this in mind. The no is difficult. The overthinking, the back and forth, we didn't even talk about it yet. The typical also part of it is, I'm reminded now, is avoiding the messages. Oh my gosh, this avoiding the messages makes it so much more difficult. The avoiding the messages, it keeps on building up your grave. That's way harder. So if someone asks you a simple question, do you want to do something that's difficult or something that's way more difficult? Obviously, you would say, well, if it's between those two, I'll do something difficult. Say the no in the most beautiful ways, and you avoid this whole overthinking back and forth, pretending you didn't see the message, you did see the message, giving excuses why you didn't see the message, why you did see the message. Could they see that I saw the message? Could they not see the see? Oh, you go through loops and through anxiety and through overthinking. You avoided the whole thing by facing it, even though it's hard, because the alternative is harder. Thanks for listening. Thanks for remembering that you are way greater than you think you are.